So I recently saw Sharknado 1 and 2 as a double feature at the Rio, and giving them a proper shout out on this channel is the least I could do, considering oftentimes they're the only theater playing the movie that I actually want to see. I've seen a lot of independent theaters disappear over the years, and that's not something that I want to have happen with this one, because where else could I have seen these amazing movies?
Let's go kill some sharks!
Now, when everybody was going crazy about Sharknado, I more or less avoided the whole thing. Reason being is because it was made by the Asylum, and if you don't know what that is, then I strongly suggest checking out this video I made. Point is that everything I've seen from them has not only been bad, but bad in a way that I couldn't even enjoy myself by making fun of it. Like, yeah, the CG is terrible, and it's hilarious how many times they reuse the same footage, but the bulk of it was nothing but absolutely unbearably boring conversations. And yeah, it's hilarious how they did that to save money, but even watching an Asylum film just to make fun of it made me feel as though my patience was being severely tested. A while after the first Sharknado was released, I heard a friend say they were pissing themselves laughing while watching it. And even then I was skeptical and thought that it must have been the only funny part in the movie. Fast forward to when I'm seeing the Dance of Reality at the Rio and I see a trailer for Sharknado 2 and think, holy shit, this actually seems kind of funny. And funny they both were. Watching the first Sharknado, I can see why it became so popular.
We're safe here.
There are sharks flooding the streets. And now there's one swimming in your pool.
Are you kidding? Sharks in the swimming pool is impossible. Ah!
It's less of a movie that tries to be bad and more of a movie that just doesn't give a fuck because it knows that it's bad. They don't so much put effort into making sure it's horrible, they put effort into making sure it's entertaining. And was it ever refreshing to see an Asylum film where the hilariously bad CG action scenes weren't so incredibly sparse? The fact that they were able to show lots of it really helped me enjoy the movie. Even though the film is self-aware, I do not get the impression that they'd be able to pull off anything better than a knowingly bad movie. Yes, it knows that it's bad, so it's no Birdemic, but it's also no Black Dynamite either. Even though I was entertained, the entertainment was more or less surface level, meaning you can show up to this movie drunk out of your fucking mind and not only not really miss anything, but probably enjoy it a little bit more too. And boy, would I ever recommend watching this in a crowd filled with drunk people. I'm personally glad I got the theater experience when I watched it for the first time, but putting this movie on at home with a bunch of drunk friends seems like it would also do the trick. Why do those photos in the background look like acting portfolio headshots? If this were Black Dynamite, then I'd be saying that extra effort was put in for those to be there. But for this film, it seems as though they were used to save on time and money, even though I wouldn't be comfortable saying it's an intelligent decision that was made for entertainment value. I get the impression that they were put there not to pretend that it's convincing, but just because they don't give a fuck. Like, whatever, this is funny anyway. This movie's called Sharknado. We're well aware that every single female character in this film is hired for their looks over their acting, but who gives a shit because it's Sharknado? With the movie they wanted to make and the clear limitations on money and talent, this was definitely the correct approach. Even if you could never pull off making an actually good movie, showing that you know what type of movie you're making goes a long way. And a long way it went, with Sci-Fi Channel wasting no time ordering a sequel.
Sharknado was this runaway success last year, not just on social media, but ultimately in its limited release in theaters. Was it a no-brainer that Sharknado 2 was coming this summer?
Yeah, it was a no-brainer. In fact, almost within a couple of days after Sharknado came out, we had the go-ahead from Sci-Fi to make the sequel. They've even greenlit Sharknado 3, so we'll be talking again next year, I hope.
Oh my goodness.
And even though there were many people like myself who managed to catch it in a movie theater, Sharknado 2 drew in 3.9 million viewers on its original air date, breaking records and making it Sci-Fi Channel's most watched original movie ever. You're probably wondering how it stacked up to the first, and in my opinion, this one was even better. Better in an entertaining way, and better in terms of actual quality too. If I were to give the film's numerical ratings, Sharknado would get a 3 and this one would get a 4. I'm happy to say that whatever they could improve with a bigger budget, they did, and it made the movie better. The animation in the first movie wasn't necessarily entertaining because it had cheap textures and a low polygon count. It was entertaining because of how ridiculous it is. And that aspect doesn't disappear when you get better animation. Now you're just seeing a higher quality representation of something that is equally or even more ridiculous. And holy shit, there were legitimate product placements in this movie, meaning that advertisements wanted to be associated with it.
You should really be eating fresh too, you know.
All of a sudden, I have a strange urge to go to Citibank while eating a Subway sandwich and drinking Coors Light. They also threw in pretty much as many cameos as they possibly could. Hey, it's the guy from Shark Tank, get it? And they often cut back to the Today Show hosts commenting on the extreme weather.
The twisters from the rivers are about to merge. Apparently this will happen right over the Bales Tower Hotel. And Al, the big question is, first of all, what is drawing these two twisters together? And I don't even want to ask, but what happens when they finally meet?
Matt, I am really nervous about this. In fact, I'll say I'm downright scared. Here's the problem. Island of Manhattan creates a lot of heat. As that hot air rises, cool air is sucked in to replace it. That effect is drawing these Sharknadoes to the very heart of the city. Now, if these two EF2 tornadoes merge, their power could actually multiply. We could be talking about an EF5 Sharknado on the Upper East Side of Manhattan. Matt, that's sufficient power enough to damage steel-reinforced skyscrapers.
I've never seen anything like this. Stay with us, Al. We go live to Manhattan with weatherman Rafael Miranda from our local station, that's NBC4. Can you tell us a little bit more about what's happening down there, Rafael?
Thanks, Matt. This storm is already taking a toll on the city. The residents are panicked because of the sharks that keep raining down from the sky.
Some of the cameos were a little obvious, but apparently I'm the only one in my group of friends that knows who Biz Marquee is.
Well, look who's back from La La Land.
Let's all do it together with Biz.
Okay, here's Biz's beat of the day.
Do you got a screw loose? Don't you see it's dangerous out there? I'll give you a slice of pie. You're safer in here than out there. Take whatever you want.
This movie is loaded with cameos and it makes it all the more entertaining. And not only that, but one of the lead actors was Vivica A. Fox, who played Copperhead in Kill Bill. It's not like she's really doing anything else these days.
Wow, Vivica. It's such a beautiful day.
Oh, it sure is, Eric. And where is Cool Cat?
There he is. Hi, everybody. Who's that kid?
You better not be a bully because I don't like bullies.
Give me a lunch money.
I got scared and became confused.
Oh, it's okay, Cool Cat.
Anyway, if you haven't noticed the point I'm making, despite there being a lot of recognizable faces, I doubt they spent that much money on them anyway. So hopefully if Sharknado 3 gets a bigger budget, they'll be able to include more cameos with a bigger price tag. Please Nicolas Cage, please Nicolas Cage, please Nicolas Cage. At its core, this movie is essentially a better version of the first movie. Because of the first movie's self-awareness, this sequel was able to recreate what made it so entertaining. And because of the higher budget, they were able to raise the bar. And this movie recycles the structure of the first with no shame. I mean, what do you expect from a movie called Sharknado 2, the second one? Especially considering how the film's poster compares to the original. I'll most likely see these movies again in the future, even if it's not very soon. It's nice to have movies lying around that you can throw on in front of people that you know will be talking over it anyway. I originally thought Sharknado was going to be as boring as these other pieces of shit, but now I can safely say that I'm excited for the third movie coming out next year, and I hope that I'll be able to see it in a theater like I did for Sharknado 1 and 2. Ideally in a bigger crowd with more drunk people.
And this is the kind of movie where we can have sharks going anywhere from, you know, if we could do them in tornadoes in the sky, they could be in avalanches. I mean, who knows? We could be in space. I mean, who knows what's going to happen? The aliens could be like, you know, the sharks versus the aliens. I mean, it goes limitless of what can happen on this. So I'm sure you're going to see a couple other sequels.
This is not. Oh my god, I have a zoom option. What the fuck? Oh my god! I'm looking through the jello.